And then to finish up, Shawn, I just wanted to ask about the young guys that you've worked with in Vegas, Teofimo and Devin. Do you think Teofimo beats Lomachenko should that fight come off?
I love the fight because I think it's going to be exciting. I do think that Teofimo it's a little premature for Teofimo, but we've seen it all in this sport, and you've heard it here first. Or I don't know who else has said anything, but from me, it's a fight that I would love to see Teofimo win, but I don't know if he can. I don't think that he can. I'm going to go ahead and say that Lomachenko wins the fight, but if it goes the complete other way, trust me, I'm going to be jumping up and down because out of the four guys, in my personal opinion, the four guys being Teofimo, Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, and Ryan Garcia, I personally think that Teofimo is just a little bit ahead of Shakur Stevenson. I think that Devin falls in the third, and then I think Ryan is on the back end at fourth. I think that right now, if any of those guys have a chance of beating Teofimo, Lomachenko, it would either be Teofimo or Shakur Stevenson. I love that fight, and I can't wait to see it because I do think that there's some elements that we won't know until fight time. We can compare resumes. We can look at what guys have done. We can say what I'm saying right now, that Teofimo is fresh out of the Olympic program. I think, 4 years now?
4 years ago. He worked, and he came and worked with you guys right after.
And I saw it firsthand that there's something special about that dude. So trust me, there's some components that we don't know and we won't see until they get in the ring. And I'm looking forward to that one.
I just want to dive just a little
Yeah, man, let's dive. I love that fight. So.
Is it style? Like, because are people overlooking things about Lopez? Because everyone just talks about the power, and they're like, he has to catch Loma. That's his only chance. But does this kid have more than that?
He's got it all.
Yeah, right.
Which is my thing. He's got the fast twitch where he can feint. He can come in. He can feint you, step off, and then come right back. The dude is special. He's in and out very, 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 very quickly, and that's rare. You don't see a lot of guys with that. His explosiveness and his ability to be aggressive very quickly in an instant makes him trouble, makes him a problem for anybody who's lined up against him. And maybe one other thing is, those are really the biggest attributes to me, his explosiveness and just how quick he is and his intuitive. I can see how intuitive he is in the ring. I think those three things make him a humongous weapon in the ring against anybody, even Lomachenko.
And if I could just include Kenny on this, both of you guys, just because Kenny, I know you know Loma very well, probably from the amateurs.
I'm not really in.
Oh, never mind that, Kenny. Just,
go ahead, man.
No, just that when you do you guys see Lomachenko? Everyone talks about Lomachenko's movement, but does he not throw a lot of punches off the back foot? Is it all side to side, forward? And
I believe Lomachenko can do it all. I've actually been up against him in the World Championships in the corner against him, and we had the kid that's over there with Top Rank, the 140 champion.
Jose Ramirez.
We had Jose Ramirez against him. Jose fought a great fight, an excellent fight, but Lomachenko was just on another level and had been to an Olympics already and already medaled by the time he saw our guy. And so I still think for the young guys that are just coming out and only 4 years in, he's that much further ahead of everybody that are doing what they're doing right now. I mean, by testament, in his second fight, he fights for the World Championship.
Yeah, he beat Gary Russell in his third fight.
He beats Gary Russell in his third fight, you know what I mean? So, I don't think it's just, fighting one way for him. He can move side to side, he can move in, he can move out, he can fight off the back foot. He's got some unbelievable reflexes. His intelligence level is very high. And so, I think he's ahead of those guys. I think those guys, they don't need to be fighting each other right now, those top four that he said. But I wouldn't rush any of them to fight him either.
Whether it's Devin or Teofimo.
It's a seasoning thing, Yeah. It's a seasoning thing.
I believe in the seasoning thing, having gone through the process. There was a point in time where I didn't believe in it, and I was like, I'm ready. You get here now, and looking back on things, like, I remember when I was saying I was ready to fight Floyd back in 2014, 2015, 2016, and I just knew that I was ready. looking back on myself, I know that there's some things now that I do, some things that I don't do, some things that I've learned, so on and so forth, where I know now I'm more ready than ever to fight someone like Floyd Mayweather. So the thing is
that showed today. Like,
well,
you know, like you're doing things you couldn't do 3-4 years ago.
Yeah, I'm sure you've seen some things today, but the point I'm saying is that you just don't know until you get in the ring. And I think that that's one of the more special things about boxing is it's just one guy and one guy. You can do all the measuring that you want to do, but you can't predict what one guy is going to do in the ring. You can't predict what the other guy is not going to do in the ring. We have footprints and footnotes based on what they've done, but those are two new fighters in the ring with one another for the very first time, and there's no telling what could happen. And I think that that's what makes boxing so special. I think, like, for instance, you take a look at Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski going down to Tampa Bay, and you know what they already had down there in Tampa Bay. We can already see and cross teams off of the list. They're gonna beat them. They're gonna beat them. They're gonna beat them. And it just stylistically, you know what's gonna happen. You know, basically the personnel on both sides of the ball. In the boxing ring, it's just one guy and one guy, and you really don't know until that bell rings. And then after that, what happens? Guys get hit, things change. Guys get tired, things change. Guys see blood, things change. And I think that that's what makes this fight particularly special between Lomachenko and Lopez. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, I'll close on this with that fight, which
sure.
is, I asked Kenny that too because it seems, you know, for me to play expert for a second, that Lomachenko, he has great movement, but a lot of it is side-to-side angle and then in and in.
Oh.
Because he get caught with a shot and maybe get knocked out fighting that stuff because he got dropped by Linares. You know, by Lopez, like Linares, has a great right hand.
Yeah.
What's the chances he gets knocked out fighting in the style he does?
Again, we see that.
Yeah.
We use that as a possibility in the fight. We use that as a possibility for Lopez to win the fight. But is Lomachenko not studying that? Is Lomachenko not learning from that? Has Lomachenko not changed since that? There's a lot of things that we go through in the ring that stick with us. Our job is to let go of the bad things, fix those bad things and let go of them and hold on to the good things. So, I mean, answer the question yourself. We all speak very highly on Lomachenko, have for a long time. Now, would you put that past him to not improve that particular thing that we saw one time?
And he's got to be more motivated for this than ever.
And I'm sure he's more motivated
got a guy
than ever. You know, yeah, he's
right.
got a guy talking.
Mm-hmm.
He has a guy that he knows is gonna bring his A game. Dude is young and fresh. How could he not? Why would he not? I think that Lomachenko, if anything, sees a guy who's very similar to him in terms of his explosiveness, in terms of his abilities from a quickness and speed standpoint, and again the power standpoint. You know, so how could he not get up for this fight?
Can't wait to see it. But
I can't either. I think I really hyped it up too.
You did. ESPN needs to cut you a check now.
I'm telling you, now, I haven't done anything. So you put a camera in front of me, and I'm like, I don't got the suit and tie on, but I'm ready to work. You know.
So, and then when do you think we see you in the ring? I know you said you don't really want to tune up.
I'm waiting on. No, I'm not. I don't want to tune up, but I'm waiting on them to give us the official word. You know. So you guys always know before me. So I kind of just like rocking that way. Y'all do.
We'll be on Twitter. We'll find out.
Yeah, figure it out.
Thanks, Shawn. Thank you, Shawn.
Yeah.